Hello everyone, I'm Steve from Mac84 and welcome to another video. Today we're going to look at the world's dumbest PDA, or personal digital assistant. That's right, it's finally time to look at this failed piece of technology that totally missed the mark. And this thing was an absolute disappointment. It was... I can't keep a straight face. No, we're not talking about the Apple Newton message pad. My goodness, no. Contrary to popular belief, the Newton message pad, especially in its later models and toward the end of its life, was a successful, useful, and well-loved product. The handwriting recognition had vastly improved from the original, and the internet in its infancy had just extended its reach to this little green device. And according to John Sculley, the division that was creating the Newton at Apple was actually turning a profit. You have to remember that the Newton debuted in 1993. The internet as we know it wasn't born yet. People still used fax machines to send important messages around the world, and your cell phone was as dumb as a painted block of wood. I can't possibly explain this better than the awesome filmmakers behind the film Love Notes to Newton did. If you haven't seen this film, please check it out. I can't recommend it enough. Director Noah Leon masterfully takes you on a trip from the beginning of the Newton project through its final days. He gives you a beautiful yet heartbreaking look at how Apple's little green machine was made. It's chock full of Newton fans, people who created the Newton, and even former Apple CEO and sugar water salesman John Sculley. So please check out Love Notes to Newton. You could buy or rent it today. I'll put the links in the video description. If you're an Apple or vintage tech fan, this movie is made just for you. So what are we really talking about today? Well, we're talking about this dumb thing, the Newton Dummy product. Before we get into what this is, let me tell you how I came across it. On the few and far between Sunday mornings where I don't sleep in, I often tune in to catch the live recording of the RetroMacCast podcast with James and John. They have a live recording on their YouTube channel as they create their podcast. If you aren't subscribed to their channel or have not downloaded their podcast, I strongly suggest you do that today. I'll add some links below. They do a section on their show where they discuss some eBay finds, and one of the finds that week was an interesting piece of Apple and Newton history. As the auction simply put it, they had a dummy Newton product. I've never seen one of these things before, so I was quite curious. The seller actually had two of these for sale. I immediately placed a bid on one of them, but I was soon outbid by another viewer of the show. So I placed a bid on the other listing and kept an eye on it. After talking to my friend Mike of Mike's Mac Shack, I told him how I just bid on the first auction but was outbid, and how I just bid on the second auction but was outbid on that as well. The first one was going for around $25 and the second auction was nearing $60. Mike decided to bid on the Newton for me just for fun, fully expecting that he would be outbid by another die-hard Apple fan. Except he didn't bid on the $25 one, he bid on the $60 listing. Now, I was pretty sure as well that he would be outbid, so much that I said if he won the auction, I'd pick up the bill. And yeah, you could probably guess where this is going. Nobody outbid him. And here I am with this $70 piece of wood that I have to show for it. Now who's the real dummy? But now that I have it, I must say that this thing is pretty cool. But what is this thing exactly? Well, it is a dummy Newton. Exactly as you would expect from the description, right? So what's the purpose of this thing? Well, I did some digging and my friend Noah reached out to his sources as well. The best we could gather is that this was a mock-up device that was made to be shown off as part of an in-store display and the like. So instead of having a photo of a Newton or a cardboard cutout or a real Newton on display, which they probably weren't ready to ship yet, they had this lovely wooden chunk on display, probably surrounded by promotional flyers and materials and other stuff like that. Another Newton fan says that these were likely given out to the press during an Apple event. This makes a lot of sense, as it's much cooler to give the press a mock-up of the product rather than some photos or a cardboard cutout. I suppose this dummy product could also be used to get a physical feel for the Newton, and it was designed to match its dimensions pretty closely. Some of the other dummies I've seen have a little Velcro strip on the back, suggesting it may have been affixed to a display or maybe even available for customers to pick up and feel, but that's just a guess. Unfortunately, the early model of this Newton is the only form factor I don't own, so I can't actually tell you how exact the Newton model dimensions are to the physical model that actually shipped later on. But from what I've seen online, it's pretty darn close. The majority of the time and care spent designing this dummy was spent on the front of it. They did carve out a fake power button on the side, and they even added a fake stylus holder and a fake stylus inserted into it on the right. The front of the unit has the message pad title, and on the right there are subtle little drilled holes in here to simulate a speaker. Sadly, the Apple logo is simply a sticker, and on mine it's slightly tilted a degree or two counterclockwise. The screen itself is actually a plastic sheet, which is actually fully removable, or at least on mine it is. And it was detached somewhat in the box, so I'm unsure if this was done intentionally. Maybe they wanted to swap out different displays, let's say for different languages or something like that, or maybe mine just has the glue all dried out. So that's up for debate, but if you have some more information on this product, please let me know. The information shown on the display of our dummy Newton takes us on an exciting journey where Vicky was so impressed by Jane's presentation that she just had to fax her a congratulatory message right away to let her know she's got the job. Way to go, Jane. I guess a phone call was out of the question? After all, who wants a personal phone call when you could get a fax? So yeah, this thing is pretty dumb. Well, not myself, although I feel kind of dumb buying it. But no, I mean, this thing is pretty dumb, and that's okay. That's the way it was designed, and that's the name they gave it. This dummy Newton is an interesting relic from Apple's past, and it was fun to explore it in person. It's actually very well crafted, so a lot of thought went into creating this device. I'm sure it served its purpose and at least convinced a few folks to buy an actual Newton. But this dummy will surely have a safe place on my shelf until I can find an appropriate actual original Newton message pad model to keep it company. If you've ever used an actual Newton device, sound off in the comments section, and if you have a favorite part from the Love Notes to Newton film, please let me know about that as well. A big thanks to Noah for his help with this video, and a special thanks to all of my supporters and subscribers as well. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and giving us a thumbs up. You can also follow me on social media and support me on Patreon to help fund silly purchases like, well, this. Those funds also go towards acquiring and archiving rare Apple discs and other goodies, so your support is greatly appreciated. But that's about it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you right here next time on Mac 84.